Hi, my name's Todd Altpeter with Vantage Group, and I'm going to take you through a demonstration of the Vantage Group's Punch-Out Catalog. A couple things I want to point out about the Vantage Group Punch-Out Catalog is that you will always start at this landing page. Now, the very first time you log into the website, it may ask you a couple of questions, such as what is your name, your location, and your email address. Those functions are primarily just so that we can understand who is actually logging into the system, and we can best match you up with the local members that can best service you. A couple of things I'd like to point out on this homepage right from the start is if you look at the bottom of it, you will see that there is a link to a 28-page user guide. This is a PDF document that you can print and have handy. It will also link to this training video, which you are watching right now. If you have a new user or somebody who is new to the site, it's a good idea to go ahead and have them just log into the site, click on the training video, and they will be able to see the exact video that we're watching right now. You can also get to your help features by clicking on help up on the menu bar up here at the top. In the center of the screen is going to list your local servicing distributors. These are the members that have been matched up and will most likely be delivering product and servicing you from a local basis. Their addresses and phone numbers are listed on the page, as well as if you click on the view link underneath the line card here, it will actually bring up what manufacturers that particular local member does stock. So going back to the home page, let's go ahead and get started and we'll do some searches. When you usually go to the site, you're going to have a part in mind that you're looking for. So the simplest way to deal with that is you're just going to click the big search button here right in the center. That opens up a very generic search window, and it is generic by design. Up here in the main search bar, you can type in any kind of criteria that you have for searching. For instance, you may have a manufacturer's part number, you may have a UPC code, or you may just have descriptions of the product. So to give you an example, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search for a product called an LB17. So an LB17 comes back, and we find that there is one from Appleton Electric that has come up here. There is actually going to be a few others as I search down through my list from other manufacturers that will show up, as well as some similar products are going to be displayed as well. The system will try to best interpret what it believes you're looking for. A couple things I want to point out on the search result page is you'll see that certain of the items are highlighted in this yellow or gold color. What that is telling you is that your primary distributor is a stocking manufacturer of this brand of product. It doesn't necessarily mean that he has this particular one in stock, but it tells you that that is the brand that he carries locally, and more than likely he will be able either to get that for you in a very timely fashion or have it in stock on the shelf. So for the most part, you want to go ahead and order items that are in that gold color. The items below that are in a white color do not necessarily mean that they're not available from your local distributor. It just may not be one of his primary lines. So he either may have to order that in for you special or something else. So if you're going to order items that are in the white area, it's best to go ahead and talk to that local member to make sure that they're going to be able to get that for you in a timely fashion. Some of the other features of this search result page are the ability to revise our search, which we can do over here on the left-hand side of the screen. We can also click on either the UPC code or the part number, and that will actually open up a cut sheet of the actual product, showing us very specific details of the product as well as images. There will be links to things like warranty information, specification sheets, or additional images that may be available as well. So from this point in time, now that I found the item that I want, I can do one of two things with it. I can either go ahead and add a quantity of them to my shopping cart. I put the quantity and click on the shopping cart to actually add that to my cart to purchase it. I can also add that item into my favorites by clicking on the star link here. Once I do that, I will be able to quickly find this item in the future by clicking on favorites up in the menu bar up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 3 of these to the cart. When I do go ahead and add 3 of those items into the shopping cart, they it will automatically take me to my shopping cart and show me all of the items that are currently existing in my shopping cart. At this point in time, I can check out, or if I want to add more items, I can click the Continue Shopping button, and it will take me right back to the page that I was just on. I'm going to go ahead and do a new search again. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top, and rather than putting in a part number, I'm going to put in a description of conduit body. So my results for conduit body have come back, and I've gotten quite a lot of them. As you can see, it came up with 10,512 different items that have the description of conduit body in it. So that's a pretty wide range of products. I'm not going to want to page through looking one by one. So I want to narrow this search down. So this is where I'm going to get into my revising my search over here. So one of the things that I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to revise the search. Now, one thing I want to point out, every time you want to revise the search, make sure you're using this left panel, because the box up at the top will always create a new search up here. If you put something in this box here, it will revise it. So now that I've revised that to a half, my number of parts has fallen dramatically. I'm now down to 4,900. It's probably still too many items for my taking, so let's go ahead and narrow this down to a particular brand. In this case, we'll look for a brand called Kraus-Heinz. I find it here on the second page of my manufacturer list. Now I'm down to 310 results. I think I'm starting to narrow it in pretty good. So let's go ahead and we will look for a steel one. So I'm going to go by category now, and we're going to go with conduit bodies steel. And now I'm down to 173 of them that are a half-inch or have a half-inch in them, steel conduit bodies. So I should be able to page through the 7 pages of items here to find the particular item that I want. If at any point in time I want to change my criteria, I can go ahead and remove a criteria by clicking the red X here, and then I can add a different search term in. This time we'll set it for 3/4 of an inch, and we will look for types that are Form 7. So now we've really drilled down to 40 parts. It's very easy to see how you can quickly revise or modify your search criteria to get yourself to the parts that you're specifically looking for. I'm just going to pick one of these, and we will add 2 of these to my shopping cart. So now we have our 2 items in our shopping cart. I'm going to go ahead and do one more search example for you. This time we're going to search again by description. So I've searched for an A19 100 watt light bulb. You notice that because I did use the new search box up at the top, all of the criteria that I had been using before is now gone. I've started a completely new search. I'm going to go ahead and filter this down by a particular manufacturer. We'll make it a GE lamp. And now you can see that here are my results. One thing that I do want to point out is some of the items here are going to have an explanation of call local branch. Now, usually when you see something that says call local branch next to it, it is going to be a non-standard or something that we can't provide a national price to you for some reason on. In those cases, you'll need to actually go ahead and call your local branch to get price and availability on that item, as well as that's an item that you're not going to be able to order through the punch-out catalog. It's something that you're going to have to order outside using either standard manual order processing or something along the lines of that. If you click on the Call Local Branch link where it's available, you will see that it does take you to that distributor listing again, where it will give you your names and phone numbers of your local distributors, as well as it will give you the inside and outside sales rep names if we have them in our system. Going back to the home page, the other way that we can shop for items is we can browse. I'll give you an example here of doing that. Rather than clicking on the search button, which we did, I'm going to click on the browse button this time, and we're going to look for a particular fuse. So after clicking on browse by category, I'm presented with a list of 10 or so major categories. Since I'm looking for a fuse, I'm going to pick the one that says fuse batteries, tape, and connectors. I will pick fuses and fuses accessory. Then I will now go distribution fuses. We'll pick a dual element. So now my results are shown One of the things I didn't point out earlier is these numbers that exist after the manufacturer categories. That's telling you how many items exist in that particular category if you were to filter by it. So you can see here in my dual element distribution fuses, I've got 1,349 results that were returned. I'm going to narrow that down to busman. Now that gets me down to 527, and I can use my same filtering features that I had on my general search page. So I'm going to filter that down to be 30. So now I've got 14 busman dual element fuses that have a 30 in it. So you'll see that I've got the 30s returned in a bunch of different sizes. So glass fuses, dual element fuses, all the different types of 30 amp fuses. So I should be able to, by doing it this way, find that particular item that I am looking for. And I'll just pick this particular one. We'll add 3 of those to the shopping cart. So a couple other things that I want to point out about the catalog. I'm going to go back to the home page here. Up across the top there are a couple of other options. Obviously the home will always bring you back to this page. Search will open the search page that is the same as clicking on that button. The browse link up here at the top will open the browse page, the same as clicking that button. There's one in the middle here called your part numbers, and if we've gotten a list of your company's specific part numbers provided to us, we actually will load those up in here, and you can actually type in your part number here and it will cross-reference over to our particular items, and you can add those items right to the cart. Again, if you do use custom part numbers on your side, it's great if you provide us with a list of those because it'll make ordering easier for you. I talked about the favorites before. If you click on the favorites link at the top, it will show you any items that you have added previously to your favorites. You can add them right to your shopping cart from there, as well as clicking on the additional information will open a cut sheet for those particular items. I'll come back to parts list here in a minute, but let's go and we'll talk about orders. If you click on the orders link at the top, what it will show you is a list of items that you have previously added to your shopping cart in the past. So you can see that, for instance, these busman items were last added on 1/30 of 2015 by me. So this is a way that I can quickly find something if I've ordered it in the past that I can find it. If you want to see the actual complete orders that you have gotten in the past, by clicking on this link here up at the top where it says here, it will actually open all of the different orders that you have made in the past. Now again, this isn't going to show your purchase order numbers because those aren't given to us until after you're done shopping through a punch-out catalog, but it will show you the times and the dates and the items that were on there, and you can click on a particular item and see the actual item that you ordered at that point in time, the date and time. The profile link here up at the top is a place where you would go if you need to change anything such as your name, your location, or if you wanted to see that list of local distributors, which is also available from the home page. The help link, which I talked about before, will open links to the YouTube page, as well as there's some contact information in there. If for any reason you're having trouble with the catalog, you can reach through that. And the cart link at the top will again open your shopping cart. So in our shopping cart here, there's a couple of things that we can do. One of the things that we can do, if this is a group of items that I want to regularly order, I can turn these into a parts list, and that's what I had made reference to before. So how I would do that, I would go ahead, I would mark all these items, and then I would create a part list, and I will create a new one, and I will just call it sample. So the simplest way to explain a part list is a group of favorites that you may order on a regular basis. To show you exactly how I'd get to them, we're on the parts list window. When we created that one, it took us there. But from the home page, I can go up to the top and click on parts list. I can find the one that I just made. I will call it called sample today. If I click on that, it will actually show me my 3 items that were in my shopping cart. I can go ahead and I can add that part right to my catalog, or right to my cart, I'm sorry. One of the other neat things about part lists is I can actually share a parts list. So if I make a part list, I can actually share this with another user in my company simply by finding his name in the list here. I would just find their name and click share part list with someone. Now, obviously, that person will have had to at least go out into the Vantage Punch-Out catalog one time in order for their name to show up. So if somebody's name isn't showing up, more than likely they've never been into our catalog, and that's why that has happened. So we'll go back to the cart here. We've got our 3 items in here. From this point in time, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the checkout button. It's going to bring me up a confirmation page. It will show you the items that are going to be returned to your system, the quantities and the prices. If any items were added to the cart that were in that call local branch method or for some reason cannot be priced or returned to you, those will show up in this lower section below, telling you that these items are not going to be returned with your shopping cart and you'll need to contact your local branch on that. So that's about it for the Vantage Punch-Out catalog. I hope you enjoy using it, and if you have any questions, suggestions, or issues, please feel free to click on those help links at the top and either email them to us or call us. Thanks and have a great day.